everyone, I'm Anuja and I'm from Supergrads, and today we are meeting in a super strategy video where we will be discussing how to prepare for IPMAT Rohatak exam and especially the verbal ability section. So, as you all know, this is a very interesting course that IIM Rohtak offers. It's an integrated 5-year course in which you get your UG and PG degree. After 5 years, you get your MBA degree. And if a student wishes to quit after 3 years, then he gets the BBA degree. You can read all about it. When you go on their website, you will find that they have got very interesting foundation courses in the beginning, and they have managerial courses towards the end. So it's a complete combination of your UG and PG preparation. And this exam is becoming quite popular. A lot of people are preparing for this exam nowadays. So it's high time that you prepared for it properly because it's tough competition and you need to understand exactly what to do. And this is where today's video plays a very important role because it is going to guide you on how you should take care of certain things to beat the competition. I'll begin by telling you about the tentative topics that are expected in verbal ability section. And as you can see the topics behind on the screen, you'll find that they are a combination of vocabulary, comprehension, grammar, and critical reasoning. All the three things. So when I say vocabulary, it can be asked in the forms of synonyms, antonyms, roots, idioms, analogies, foreign phrases. When I talk of grammar, you can see questions on all parts of speech, noun, pronoun, subject verb agreement, prepositions, conjunctions. However, the main focus is on comprehension. So you see reading comprehension passages, inference based passages. You see the basics of critical reasoning being involved here, logical consistency, deductive reasoning, syllogism, all those things. So these are the tentative topics that have been coming and that are expected. Now, let me tell you what the exam pattern for this year 2020 was like. So, section 1 had multiple choice questions, and they were total 60 questions. You got 45 minutes to handle those 60 questions. And the 60 questions were from three areas. So, it was quant, LR, and verbal ability. All the three made a part of these 60 questions. And after that, there was a section 2 in which we found that there was a written ability test that a student was supposed to undertake, in which you were given topics and you were supposed to write two short essays, approximately 250 words, and you were given 30 minutes for that. And in this multiple choice question, each question carries 4 marks. And as you can see, there was a negative marking as well of 1 mark. That means your flukes will not work. Your accuracy matters a lot. And that's going to be the make or break deal. If you have got right, but you have got equal number of wrongs, then you are in trouble, right? And this is followed by a personal interview. This year it was conducted online, a personal interview. They saw your past academics, they saw your performance in this multiple choice question test, they read your essays, they evaluated those, and they finally selected a student. So after listening to all this, I'm very sure that if I ask you, I mean, if I don't tell you and ask you what are the skills to be acquired as far as the verbal ability section is concerned, you'll very obviously tell me that you need to work on your vocabulary usage. You need to have decent vocabulary. You should be in a position to understand word usage. Otherwise, you'll not be able to you solve the questions of fill in the blanks and analogies and all those things. So, vocabulary usage is important. Your comprehension should be good because most part of it revolves around how well you understand the context. And for that, you really need to read aggressively. You need to do that very religiously. Spend as much time as you can on some very good articles, editorials, solving RCs. You really need to do that. Basics of grammar should be in place so that you are able to differentiate between good grammar and bad grammar. So that is required. And as far as written ability test is concerned, I think they are also checking your coherent ability of bringing ideas together, how you think, how you process information, and how you put it on paper. So I think you really need to practice that. I've made a separate video on how to prepare for written ability test. You, if you wish, you can watch that if you're looking for guidance. But I think they are also checking about your written composition. And as we all know, this gets followed by a personal interview. That means somewhere you need to focus on how presentable you are, how confident you are, how your spoken communication is. So, as much as I can understand, this is a complete comprehensive approach where they are trying to understand how comfortable you are with the language, how quick you are to respond. Because, as you saw, there were 60 questions and you only had 45 minutes. That means the speed is also going to play a very strong role. The questions are not very tough per se, as much as the past papers tell me, but they're not very tough, but they check your ability to think on your feet. They check how quick you are when it comes to something which is presented to you right now. How quickly you can process that. That is an ability, and not just the problem solving ability. But if we really want to clear this entire process and ensure a seat for us there, we need to be all right in our written composition and how well we speak the language. So I think those are the things that can only happen over a period of time. You cannot expect that to develop just tomorrow. So you need to begin right away. You need to have a very consistent daily schedule. Your daily schedule should have as much reading as possible. Get yourself a good question bank of questions. If you want, you can buy our material, which is pretty comprehensive. Otherwise, you can look for other question banks as well, where you see a lot of comprehension based, vocabulary based, and grammar based questions. And then you ensure that you write about some topic, an essay, a short essay, at least once a week, and you get it checked by somebody who you feel can give you the proper feedback. And I suggest you start practicing speaking the language, because that is going to decide a lot about your confidence as well. Okay, so those are the sort of things that you need to do. For vocabulary, I strongly recommend maintain a copy and ensure that you find whatever you find, you note it down there. You make notes religiously, properly, and you revise them as often as you can. And do the same thing for all the grammar rules that you are finding. Okay, so that should be your daily schedule. And I can't emphasize enough the importance of mocks and analysis. You need to take mocks very regularly, because that's how you keep checking yourself. Whatever you're doing, where is it going, what are the result that you are getting, you'll only get to know when you take mocks in a time bound manner, right? So take mocks regularly, analyze them. Analysis takes almost as much time as a mock, so make sure that you have that sort of time. And there should also always be a very clear takeaway from a mock. When I talk about a takeaway, I mean, what have you realized about yourself after taking this mock? Where do you think the problem was? Was it a particular topic, or was it speed, or was it vocabulary? Was it comprehension? Was it unfamiliarity with the subject matter? What was it? That should be clear to you, and that should give you the path of what you should work on next. Okay, so I hope that you'll keep all this in mind, and this is going to be really fruitful for you. I wish you all the very best. Do let us know if we can help you out in any way. We would love to. And yes, thank you so much. Bye bye. I'll see you.